Hey everyone, Dr. Frunkey here with an awesome new unboxing video. Now you might be thinking, where's the box? Well, let me start out with a little introduction here. This is the Spyderco Nirvana. If you follow my channel, you've seen that I've done a couple of videos on this. I had mine customized by Josh over at Razor Edge Knives, and it's got this amazing machine satin going on here, and it is just a beautiful knife. All of the lock stick that I mentioned before is completely gone now. It actually opens and closes very smoothly, repeatably, and it's super nice. I love this knife. I don't see myself ever getting rid of it. And why is that? It really has to do with the design. I love this handle. It is flawlessly executed. I love the size of the blade. It's a 3.74 inch blade, but it carries like a 3.5, so you get so much blade in a very compact package. You can see my comparison between this and the Paramilitary 2, how much more blade is packed into this for basically the same form factor. So when I learned about this knife kind of introduced me to the works of its designer, Peter Rasenti. Peter Rasenti being a custom knife maker out of Canada. And I have learned a lot more about what he does and how he does it, and seen a lot of his designs, and I have just drooled over them because they're fantastic. This is a great way to get into that design at a lower price. Now, this is no cheap knife, but his knives are double or even triple the price to get the full custom versions. But today, I have a full custom Rassenti that just got shipped to me via my good buddy Nico. So he lives in Greece, and he knows that I love this channel and that I'm having a whole lot of fun. So he just bought a knife from Peter Rasenti himself, and he shipped it through me, and he's letting me spend some time with it before I send it off to him. And I'm eternally grateful to him for that, because this is really exciting for me. I have been checking out Mr. Rasenti's work, like I said, drooling over it, and now I'm going to get to experience it. So I'm going to go ahead and open it from the bottom here. I really only think it's appropriate that I use the Nirvana in order to open this. I wouldn't really want it any other way right now. So I'm going to try to do this from behind the camera. This knife is just impossibly sharp, so it's going to slice all this with ease. This is a joke to this knife right now, how sharp this thing is. So, got it open here. This is really my unboxing. I have not opened this thing yet, and I really wanted to share this with you guys. I hope you're enjoying this format on my channel, where I'm opening these knives, experiencing them for a while, and then sharing them. So here we go. We've got the Rasenti logo, and then there was some writing on here. What does this say? This is the Paysan, one of his designs, in Damasteel, bronze desert. We've got a floor frame and a Damasteel clip. So just those words together get me kind of excited just to see what's going on here. So let's go ahead and open it up. Similar to the Hinderer box. No tactical peanuts, but oh my goodness, here it is. Simple, plain. I appreciate that. Just like his knives, he's not messing around. Alright guys, let's see what we're working with. This was recently featured on his Instagram, and I saw pictures, and I know it's beautiful. Oh my goodness. Whoa. Well, there's just a little bit of oil on this. Oh my god. This thing is absolutely drenched in oil. I don't know if you can see that. Wow. That is like slimy with oil right now. So let me get a towel here. That was unexpected. But that's the fun of these videos. I'm kind of enjoying opening these up for you guys and seeing what everything is like here. So, you know, I understand why he might do that. You know, being a Damasteel blade, you know, theoretically, this is not a completely stainless steel, and it could rust. So, you know, I appreciate that he at least went to this measure. But man, oh man, that thing was just absolutely soaked completely. Now, I like to coat my knives at home in a nice layer of mineral oil. you know, every couple of months. It sort of keeps them clean and looking nice, and it's really, really greasy. All right. But that was kind of insane. Wow. Wow. Well, so this is basically the Nirvana handle. Let's just go ahead and take a look at it in the closed configuration here. So we've got basically the same handle. You know, we can see how well Spyderco copied the design. There are some subtle differences. You know, I don't need to explain them. You can see them with your eyes. But a very similar design here in terms of the handle. You know, the point here is a little bit different than this. Obviously, the materials are slightly different. Looking at this knife up close and personal, Peter Rasenti does an amazing job with these designs. He hand carves these little patterns into the handle. Now, Spyderco tried to do something similar, but they had to make it straight lines on their machines. Mr. Rasenti does his by hand. So let's open this up. Let's see if I can spider flick this on the first one. Oh, I did it. Got a really strong detent there. Look at that blade. Damasteel. I've never actually seen a Damasteel blade before. That's really nice. It's a really nice weight too. Feels really good. This has a very nice hollow grind, super thin behind the edge. I'm going to wipe some of this oil off just for the sake of this video in my hands. Definitely going to give it a nice thick coating before I send it to my friend to make sure that he gets it in perfect condition. I don't intend to carry this knife or use this knife. I'm just going to look at it, fondle it, flick it open a few dozen times, and then send it over to my friend. So a few more differences I'm starting to pick up here. Look at the difference in the thickness of the handle. Now, you know, it gets super thin there at the bottom of the Nirvana here, but a little bit thicker frame going on there. Let's see, any lock stick? You better believe there's not even a single bit of it. All right, let's see here. I think, ooh, really good detent there. Strong detent there. It's going to have to wear in. Now, Spyderco did a good job of hiding this little stop pin there, but, you know, I think that adds to the knife in terms of its character. And he doesn't forget it. You know, I just caught a glimpse of it here, but he carves those patterns right into it. So that's an integral piece of this knife. I'm going to do this again. Oh, that's probably the way to open this knife. Let's just be real. That's one of the reasons I love the Nirvana. It just spider flicks so nicely. I almost prefer it to a flipper because it's a cool action. But look at this thing. I've got the clip in Damasteel. Got bronzed hardware, got the desert floor pattern. I think that's what he's calling this pattern here. You know, let's remind ourselves of what was written on that box. The Paysan is the name of the knife, Damasteel blade, bronzed desert finish, desert floor frame, and the Damasteel clip. That's cool that he includes that on there. It just kind of describes it quickly. Look at that blade. Big blade, really big blade. I don't have my ruler out here, but, you know, we know that this is going to be in about the 3.75 inch category here. Can compare these two together. Approximately the same length here. But this is more of a Wharncliffe shape. Now, my buddy Nico loves a Wharncliffe blade, and I think he's going to love this knife a whole lot. Nice jimping going on here. Another difference that I'm seeing right now was the on the Nirvana blade that jimping tapers a little bit, and he's got that top swedge. He doesn't have that on here. It makes it a little bit more of a beefy knife. But man, that fits nicely in the hand. Again, no forward finger choil. The ergonomics are similar. Where is the balance point? It's a little bit blade heavy. The balance point is about right there. It's maybe right. It's basically right on that tip of that metal right there. But really, this knife is just a stunner to look at. I am very jealous of my friend right now, and I really, really want to get one of these custom editions. No no frame lock or lock stick is what I'm trying to say. No lock stick at all on that knife. Look at that pattern on the back of the blade there. He selects his pieces of metal pretty nicely. Look at that spine. It's basically going down the middle like that. That's really nice. That's a nice pattern. Really well done there. Ooh, that just, you know, just straight away is super, super smooth. Let's see what this is like. Yep, I can shake it closed, and that thing is fresh out of the box. This guy is so tight, I really got to push that to make it go down. You know, the lock bar tension that Spyderco built into this knife is considerably higher than what Mr. Rasenti has on this custom model. Now, the detent is strong, but it's not because the lock bar tension is high. The detent on the Nirvana is strong because the lock bar tension is high. And but that makes for a little bit harder and less smooth closure as compared to the custom model here. Let's look at them side by side again. I have sort of a semi-custom Nirvana going on, but it's not a full custom. It's not handmade by Peter Rasenti. Now, I bought this knife from him. He had a shipment of these from Spyderco that he sold through his Instagram, and I bought this from him. So, you know, I've had a channel of communication with him in the past. I know that he is a very nice guy to do business with. He's very professional, and he does what he says he's going to do. And good God, just to have a knife of this caliber in my hand is just a blessing. I've really enjoyed making these videos. It's really opened some doors for me. I've had some people reaching out to me. Everything has been very positive. I really appreciate all the support I'm getting. And to have friends like my buddy Nico who would allow me and trust me enough to handle this before sending it off to him is just amazing. I don't think I'm going to be able to do a final diagnosis video on this because I'm not really going to carry this knife. But, and I also don't know that I need to do a full comparison video between this and the Nirvana because maybe I've achieved that already in this video. But I wanted to share this knife with everybody, share my reactions to it, put them side by side. This knife is very affordable. At $430, this knife is obtainable. This is essentially triple the price. This is 3 times the cost of this, give or take. And you get what you pay for. You really do. This is, you know, no knife is ever going to be 3 times better than a Spyderco Nirvana. Let's just be real in terms of function and everything. But you get 3 times the features here. You get that full Damasteel blade. You get a beautiful hollow ground, thin behind the edge, crazy thin behind the edge. I don't know if my camera is going to capture how deep that hollow is and how thin that blade is behind the edge. I don't know that I've ever felt a grind quite that aggressive where it's that thin behind the edge all the way down. Beautiful Damasteel. Again, not full stainless, so I will have to be cautious with that. It's still got a thick layer of oil on it, and I will keep it coated while I have it in my possession. Let's get up close here. Just take a look at some more of the details here. See if I can get my camera to focus. Got the Nirvana in the background. Okay. That pivot. I wish that they could have done a pivot like this on the Spyderco version. That would have been so nice. This is not an overly ornate pivot. It's a nice custom piece, but it's tasteful. It's not overdone. That pattern just shimmers the way that he's had it finished. Smooth to the touch there. Let's take a look here. So he also doesn't use a lock bar insert. He's got the detent ball hole there, just like on the Nirvana. And the clip, let's see what kind of tension we got here. A lot of tension on that clip, a pretty strong one. Let me put this blade away while I sort of fiddle with that. So we've got the Rassenti logo inside of there. There's a lot of tension on this clip, a lot of tension, but I think it'll be usable. It doesn't come all very high off of the body here, so this isn't going to work with all sort of pockets. But this is a gentleman's carry. This is something I would carry with a suit. This is something that I would carry to a special event. It's not a very threatening looking blade. It's more of a fancy looking thing than anything else. This is not, you're not going to pull this out and scare somebody. I think even a little old lady will say, oh goodness, that's beautiful. That is really nice. It feels so good in the hand. It's light, so let's break out the scale here, get some specific specs going on here. Let's see if we can figure out the weight difference here. So with my Nirvana in its current configuration with the reground blade and that pocket clip we've got 4.16 ounces. Maybe you can actually read that on the camera this time as opposed to the other times. I got 4.35 ounces on the full custom version. You know, maybe that minor difference is just the Damasteel pocket clip. You know, that's a pretty minor difference right there. But a nice light knife. 4.3 ounces is not bad, especially for a blade of this size. Really beautiful. Maybe you can get an appreciation for how thinly that blade is ground by looking at it from this angle. Look how aggressively that very thick blade stock tapers to that tip right there. And that's a strong looking tip, you know. I've complained about weak tips before on Wharncliffe blades. This one does not look to have a very weak tip. I like that shape. It's not so tactical and deadly looking. Gorgeous. Gorgeous knife. Unbelievably special. Now he makes some simpler looking ones for lower prices. And good Lord, I'm going to be tempted to get one of these. I don't have the money to do that. Why would you do that, Dr. Frunkey? Oh my God. It's because just feeling this in the hand is nice. Oh, well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. You've genuinely seen my first reactions to finally getting to handle and hold a custom Peter Rasenti integral knife, the Paysan. Really impressed with the quality, the fit, the finish, and the feel of this knife. Just really sturdy knife. Feels every bit as solid as the Nirvana does. If you've ever held one of these, you know that it just feels very strong and solid. That integral construction provides it that feeling. But now I really do appreciate the difference between the production and the full custom. Now this is my second full custom knife. You know, of course, I'm going to make a cameo here. We're going to have my Curtis here. You can get a little size comparison. At 3.25 inches, you know, this still has a lot of real estate at the end of that blade. This knife really packs a whole lot of blade into a not much bigger handle. So really impressive work there. I love my Curtis. This is a keeper. This is just an amazing knife. But this is my gateway. This is my gateway drug right here. This has introduced me to the world of customs, and here I am now with the second one that I've ever really held, and it's a full-on Rasenti after having the Nirvana. Man, oh man, I'm going to have to get one of these. You know, if you think I should buy a full custom Rasenti, tell me so in the comments. Just say do it, you know. If you've made it this far in the video, I really appreciate it. It's just been me drooling over this knife for about 18 minutes now. Just an awesome, awesome addition. Thank you so much to my friend Nico for allowing me to have this for a little while. Carry it. I'm not carry it, but hold it in my hand. I'm not going to take this outside of my house. I'm going to keep it in nice condition. I'm going to keep it clean. And then I'm going to lube it all up like it was and send it to him exactly the way I received it. So thank you, Nico. Thank you to everyone who watches this video. Let me know what you think of the Paysan. If you don't know about Peter Rasenti's work, go and check him out. He's active on Instagram. He's got a lot of resources out there in terms of social media, so go and check out his work. He's got a few knives for sale at various retailers, ranging from about the maybe $700 range up into the, you know, couple of grand kind of a range, depending on his level of customization and everything. But if you're into custom knives and you haven't gotten one of these, oof, you got to try this. Amazing. This might convince me to go ahead and pick one of these up. I just am noticing right now there's a lanyard hole down here. It's interesting how he's integrated that into the knife. There's no lanyard hole on the Nirvana down there. Interesting. See, little things. I'm going to keep looking at this knife, and you know, maybe you'll see it in a couple of other videos. If you'd like to see anything specific about this or know anything more, let me know. And appreciate you guys watching. If you enjoy my videos, click like and subscribe. This has been a whole lot of fun. Thank you everyone for watching. This is Dr. Frunkey saying take care.